Okay then my friends, so now we've got Copilot installed and ready to go. We're going to see what it can do for us in a project that I'm already midway through. So this is a Laravel and HTMX application that I've been working on for some previous courses. And I'm going to use this to demonstrate the basics of Copilot over the next couple of lessons. Then once we've got a good grasp of the fundamentals, we'll try using Copilot to help us scaffold and build out a Next.js application from scratch. So then hopefully you've already got Copilot installed into VS Code, you've logged in using your GitHub credentials, and you've chosen a Copilot plan, either free, pro, or pro plus. And depending on that plan, you're going to see different models available in your chat window down here. If you added your own models using Open Router, you should also see those down here as well. So before we start using this chat window at all, I want to show you some of the things that Copilot can do for us outside of the chat, and then we'll come back to this later on. So to demo some of this, let me just open up the CSS file, which is inside the resources folder. And the first thing I want to try is the code completions from Copilot, which has been around now for a long time, back since Copilot was first released, I think. And to trigger autocomplete, you just have to start writing some more code anywhere, and then Copilot will come up with suggestions to complete what you are writing. And the suggestions are based on your other code in this file. So it automatically uses your existing code in this file as context to make those suggestions. Now, to accept those changes, I can hit Tab. And if I just undo that change, you can also refuse the completion by pressing escape. So this code completion feature is pretty useful when you're scaffolding predictable patterns or boilerplate, or in some cases when you're not quite sure how to implement some logic. So that is code completions, and I'm not going to dive any further into that because it is one of the oldest features in Copilot, and I'm sure a lot of you have already been using it. But I will say that sometimes when I know exactly what I'm doing already, I find that the code suggestions get in the way a little bit. And so to disable them, you can come down here to this little Copilot icon, and then you can either hit the snooze button to disable them for a set amount of time, or disable them completely by unchecking this All Files box. And once you've done either of those, if you start typing into the file now, you won't see those suggestions. All right, so that is code completions. Next up, I want to show you how to use the code review feature, which is where Copilot can review a section of code and suggest improvements. Now, this is only available if you sign up for the Pro plan or above. I don't think it's available on the free plan. At least not at the time of recording this video. But if you're on the paid plan, you can highlight a section of code, for example, this whole button class. And when you do that, you're going to see this little sparkle icon. And whenever you see this icon in VS Code, it's generally telling you that there's some form of AI action that you can perform. So if we click on that icon, we're going to see a couple of options: modify using Copilot, which we'll see in a moment, and also review using Copilot. So I'm going to click on the review option so that Copilot can review this highlighted section of code and make suggestions to possibly improve it. Okay, so let's just have a look at what it suggested. So if I close off this terminal, you can see it says right here, and this is review comment 1 of 2, by the way, the button class uses rounded SM, but other button-like elements, e.g. chapter edit, form actions, button, filter button, etc., they use rounded SM. Consider extracting shared button styles for consistency and maintainability. So it gives me a suggestion right here on how to change the code. So I can accept that if I want to. So I can say apply and go to next, or I can discard it. So I'm going to discard that, and then it's going to give me another review comment. So let me scroll down here and see what it says. It says the button class does not include a hover state, which may reduce usability and accessibility. So it basically wants me to add that hover state, and I'm going to apply that change so it does it for me, which is pretty nice. Now let me just quickly view that in a browser, and we can see the hover state and also the focus state. If we click, it goes a bit darker. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that change. Okay, so let's try something else. I'm going to highlight the site header class, go to the sparkle icon again, and this time I'm going to modify using Copilot. And that opens up kind of like an inline chat where I can talk about this bit of code. I can also ask Copilot to edit or change the code as well. So I could say in here, add some more padding to the header, and color the background a very light gray instead of white. All right, so I'm going to press enter, and hopefully it's going to add that change. So yeah, we can see it's got that new background color right here, and also it's got increased padding. I can accept this, or I can close and escape the change. I'm going to accept it like so. Okay, and now just one more thing I want to show you before we head back to the main Copilot side panel, and that is how to start an inline chat with the AI directly inside a file and ask it to do something for us within that file. For example, I want to add a bunch of feedback message classes, so I can ask Copilot to generate them for me at the bottom of this file. So let's scroll all the way down, and then we're going to open a chat directly inside the file by pressing Control and I or Command and I on a Mac. And that's going to open up this chat window in the file for us, and we can start asking Copilot to do something. So I'm going to say, can you add some utility classes for feedback messages? And that's going to be for errors, warnings, and success. And then I can choose the AI model that I want to use to perform this task right here. I'm going to use Gemini 2.5, and then I can just hit enter. Now, when we do this, the model automatically takes in the rest of the file content as context, so it can see my coding patterns, color preferences, styles, etc. And it's going to use all of that context to generate the new classes for me. All right, and down here we can see the results. So everything in yellow is what Copilot has generated for us. Also notice it's added the dark mode, which is awesome. I didn't explicitly tell it to do that, but it's noticed that we have a dark mode because we have a class right here with a comment above it. So it's taken all of that into its context, and it's decided that we should have some dark modes for these feedback messages as well. And that is really good. So I'm going to accept that now. And we don't use these anywhere inside the project, but I'm going to keep them in the CSS file for now. Okay, so now we've seen some of the basic functionality of Copilot within files themselves. Now let's open the Copilot window and have a look at the main chat interface. And to be honest, this is where I use Copilot about 80% of the time. So I'm going to very briefly go over how to use this panel, and then in the next lesson we'll dive a bit deeper and look at the different modes down here as well. For now, we'll keep this in ask mode, which means we're basically going to be chatting to the AI model like we would in something like ChatGPT. The difference though is that the model will have access to our application code, which we can both implicitly and explicitly provide as context to the chat, so that it knows exactly what the code looks like and does. And when it formulates responses, it does so based on our code and with that context in mind. And by the way, when we talk about context in AI, it basically refers to all the information or data the model has access to within the current session. So that context could be made up of code files and chat history, which remains in the context for any future questions in the same chat session. Anyway, we'll talk more about context in detail later in the course, but for now, let's try chatting to the AI model about our code. Now, when we're in the ask mode, Copilot won't directly edit any of the code, even if we ask it to, because ask mode is purely there so we can chat with the AI, get feedback, work through ideas, that kind of thing. So I'm going to close the CSS file for now, and I'm going to open up the views folder. And I want to find the chapters index page and open that one up. And in this particular project, this view is for showing a list of different chapters of a book and their summaries. And those chapters are all grabbed from the database and then injected into a list inside this view. So let's try chatting with Copilot about this page. And notice that whenever a file or tab that we have open in VS Code, that is automatically added down here into the chat as context implicitly. So that means if we have a tab open and we start chatting, the AI model has access to that file automatically in the chat so it can read and understand it. Anyway, let's choose a model for this chat. I'm going to select one of the standard models, GPT 4.1, which is a more general purpose model and good enough for this task. Then we can ask it a question. So I'm just going to paste in this question, and it says, can you explain how I might add the option to select chapters and delete selected ones? So I'm going to press enter right here and see what it comes back with. You can see it used one reference, and that reference is this file. So it used this to determine how it's going to answer. Then it comes back with the answer, and this is the solution it's come up with. So it says right here, you could add checkboxes to each chapter. It's given me the code right here and showing me how to do it. Then it says wrap the chapters in a form like this. And then it says enable and disable the delete button with JavaScript, like so. There's more steps as well. We don't need to go through all of these. You get the idea. It's looked at my code and it's suggested code that I could add manually myself to implement this feature, which is pretty cool, but it's not directly edited anything. If I open up the index view again, you can see that nothing has changed. You know, before when Copilot made changes, there were yellow lines. That's an indicator of something being changed by the AI. Right now, we don't have any yellow lines because nothing has been edited. Okay, so that's how we can chat about our code using Copilot Ask mode, and this can be really helpful when you just want to clarify something in the code or ask for feedback or brainstorming ideas without having the AI actually edit or even touch the code itself. And because the Open tab automatically gets added to the context in the chat session, we're able to get accurate responses based on that context. Now, just really quickly, you can have more than one chat session open at any time. So for example, I might have one chat session for brainstorming new application features, maybe another one for a specific section of the code that I'm working on, etc. So to make a new chat session, you can click on this plus icon up here, and that automatically creates the new chat window for us. Now you can access previous chats like the one we just had by clicking on the little clock icon up here. And that's going to show a drop down list of all the chat sessions we currently have. And from here, I can select whatever chat I want to open. So if I select this one, it's going to open that chat up again. Also, if we click on that clock icon again, we can delete chats from the list by clicking on the cross, and you can also rename the chats by clicking on the pencil icon. I always find it's a good idea to stay as organized as possible when you're working with AI to help you coding, because if you're not careful, then things can become messy very, very quickly. So as a part of that, I always name my chats, and I keep those chats focused on single or maybe sometimes two topics, and I create new chats for new topics, delete the old ones when I don't need them anymore, etc. Anyway, I think all of that now covers the basics of Copilot. And in the next lesson, we're going to get into the fun stuff using these other two modes, edit and agent.